Cosa di sentire questa riunione?
Okay, good morning everyone in Europe. Good morning everyone in Europe. Please keep your microphones muted during the whole session unless you are one of the speakers. I will give you the floor whenever I let you. I will give the floor to the speakers whenever they have to present. Firstly, let me welcome you all. Thank you for joining us today in this important event for us to join efforts to support the bamboo development in the European Union. As you may know, INBAR.
Recording in progress.
INBAR is an intergovernmental organization with 48 member states and 5 regional offices. We don't have currently, our headquarters are here in China. We currently don't have any European member states. However, we are supporting the European Union, also the efforts of the bamboo trade with the bamboo consumer countries and also with bamboo producing countries. And we hope this webinar will help all of you and also all our audience in Europe and also in the US or in bamboo producing countries in Africa, India, Asia, and Latin America to better understand the European markets of bamboo products, and also to boost the use of bamboo in the European Union to as part of the European Green Deal. We hope and we indeed believe that that bamboo can help the European Union to mitigate many of their climate challenges, and we support the efforts that the European Union is making to implement the EU Green Deal, its regulations and its directives. So today we hope that we will help all of you to discover the new expectations regarding the consumption and uses of bamboo products in Europe. We also hope to exchange knowledge and lessons learned of the processes required for bamboo business development within the European Union. And we also want to capture the potential of bamboo products in the European value chains to support implementation, as I mentioned, of the European Green Deal. We hope also that this webinar will serve as a platform for all the bamboo businesses in the European Union and elsewhere to optimally market bamboo-based products as ecological and sustainable products in the European Union and in the bamboo consuming countries. With that, I would like to introduce my panelists. First of all, I would like to mention I have my colleagues with me who are supporting this webinar. This webinar will be co-moderated by Ms. Renfei Wang. She is the technical assistant of the International Bamboo and Rattan Organization, and Ms. Jing Wei, who will be doing the Q&A, and she will help with all your questions to make them your questions to our panelists today. And also she has prepared some interesting questions related to the topics that we're going to address today. So today our panelists are Professor Lu Wenming. He will give the keynote speech. He is the Deputy Director General of the International Bamboo and Rattan Organization. We also have with us Dr. Luisa Molari. She is member of the Council of the Italian Bamboo Association. Mr. Yves Cousset, the founder and manager of Bamboo Park in Portugal. Ms. Eva Samalea, she is the chair of the Iberian Bamboo Association in the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal. We also have with us Ms. Chiara Maria Perazzi. She is the strategic communications manager at Forever Bamboo. And Ms. Joanna Saavedra, she is the founder, the co-founder and business developer at Bamboo Bicycles in Portugal. So with that, I would like to introduce our keynote remarks from our Deputy Director General, Professor Lu Wenming. He is the Deputy Director General of INBAR, and he was also the Director of the Division for International Cooperation of the Chinese Academy of Forestry for 16 years. In his early career, he also held academic responsibility as Professor of Forestry Policy and Economics. So with that, Qinghui, if you may play the speech of our...
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to our friends in Europe. It is a pleasure to be addressing all of you today on the occasion of this European Bamboo Business Webinar organized by the International Bamboo and Rattan Organization, INBAR. INBAR is an intergovernmental development organization that promotes environmentally sustainable development using bamboo and rattan. As you may know, INBAR is currently made up of 48 member states, and in addition to its secretariat headquarters in China, has 5 regional offices in Cameroon, Ecuador, Ethiopia, Ghana, and India. We also have permanent observer status at the United Nations General Assembly and the 3 Rio Conventions. Although INBAR currently has no member states in Europe, we work a lot with European partners, and we are very happy to see Europe's bamboo sector developed. In 2019, the country of the European Union exported US $289 million of bamboo products. Bamboo is becoming a more commonplace sight in Europe, from the bamboo roof of Madrid airports to the bamboo floors at the UN Climate Conference venue in Glasgow this November. We have ever heard reports of bamboo usually being planted in Spain and Portugal. Bamboo construction seems to be on the rise in Europe. Indeed, the President of the European Commission mentioned bamboo construction in her recent editorial on the European Green Deal. And this year, Amsterdam passed an agreement to build 20% of its new houses using timber or other biomass-based materials. INBAR is happy to promote the development of this sector. In October 2019, INBAR co-organized the Ibero Bamboo Symposium in Madrid, Spain. This event had great importance as it was the first of its kind ever held in the European Union. As a direct result of the symposium, the Iberian Bamboo Association was established in Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, the European Green Deal represents an important opportunity to build back better after COVID-19. Bamboo can be a critical part of this deal as a low-carbon and sustainable product and a powerful carbon sink. INBAR research shows that bamboo plants and products can store more carbon than certain species of tree, and the European industrial bamboo products have a lower carbon footprint than ever FSC certified timber. Companies around the world are already using bamboo to build their roads, dredge, pipes, housing, and able to replace steel in reinforcing cement. Bamboo is also very important for the circular economy and low carbon growth as a replacement of wood and plastic in furniture, handicrafts, household items, as well as crops, cups, crockery, and straws. Finally, bamboo can be an important source of biomass energy in Europe. The European Union has committed to an ambitious renewable energy target by 2030, but there are understandable concerns about burning trees and crops for energy. Bamboo grows on a mineralized non-agricultural land and can provide a fast-growing, high-performance sources of energy which does not compete with other crops. Ladies and gentlemen, today you will hear some examples of this from European bamboo business stakeholders that I hope will encourage all of you to continue exploring, researching, sharing, and expanding your knowledge of bamboo. At INBAR, we are convinced that bamboo can make a powerful contribution to implementing the European Green Deal successfully. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Deputy Director General Lu Wenmin, for your keynote remarks. And thank you very much for expressing the potential of the bamboo sector in the European Union and to implement the European Green Deal. With that, I will introduce our first speaker. She is Dr. Luisa Molari. She's, as I mentioned before, she's the member of the Council of the Italian Bamboo Association, and she is also an associate professor of strength material at the University of Bologna in Italy. She will talk on behalf of the Italian Bamboo Association, a non-profit organization founded in the late 1980s by the passion of some pioneers with the purpose of disseminating knowledge of bamboo in Italy. The members of this association are botanists, landscape architects, craftsmen, designers, students, builders, architects, engineers, or simple enthusiasts fascinated by the beauty, strength, and countless applications of bamboo. She will present us today the current and future perspective of the bamboo industry in Italy. Dr. Molari, you have the floor. We cannot hear you. Yes, Lucia.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
thank you very much.
You can share the screen.
Yes, I will share the screen.
Please.
Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So thank you for inviting us in this webinar, and thank you for your words. Yes, I will speak about what there are now in Italy as projects and also what is the tradition in Italy of bamboo. And despite what is thought, bamboo has a tradition in Italy. And in the 19th century, some species were introduced in Italy from the East, from Asia. And in a lot of gardens, in a lot of beautiful houses in Italy, in the early 20th century, there was a bush or a part of the garden that was made with bamboo, and this is specified by all the historical gardens that are all around Italy. Here, the Botanic Garden in Rome or Pisa, in the central part of Italy, but also in the very north part of Italy, in Merano or in Como, or in Naples, in the south part of Italy, Naples or Palermo, where there is a very big collection of also subtropical bamboos. And among these beautiful places, a mention has to be made also to the Labirinto dell'Amazone in Fontanellato near Parma, in the north part of Italy, where there is one of the biggest labyrinth in the world, and is a really beautiful place. beautiful place, and it's made of bamboo. All the walls are made of bamboo. There are thousands of plants of bamboo, and this is spread in all around Italy. And there is also a growing interest in the plantation. In Italy, we have different species that can be cultivated and can be can grow. The Pirotakis, around 30 species of Pirotakis, the Pleioblastus, around 15 species, the Semirundinaria, the Pseudosasa, Sasaella, but also some subtropical species in the south of Italy, like Bambusa or Dendrocalamus. And bamboo has entered in different, all these species of bamboo has entered in the few fields already in the Italian design, in food, but also in fibers. And let me spend at the end a few words about structures that are my topics. And standards are something that is really, I think, crucial in the spread of the bamboo in structures. So let's starting with design. Just a few words about Bruno Munari, that is one of the main artists and designer, Italian artist and designer, and he was fascinated by bamboo. Here there are few words that are in Italian, but in which he described when he met bamboo when he was a child, and with this stick of bamboo, he could do like a whip or a fishing rod or a bow, and this was really for him in this work that he spent. It was something that increase his creativity, and he was here some of his works, and in here is one of the famous. They're called unuseful machines, and on the other picture there is some bamboo vases that he produced, and in the 1960s. So there is also in the design a tradition, but this tradition is now taken by the big brands, because Gucci, for example, from the site of Gucci there is written bamboo is one of the most recognized symbol of the Maison. He is doing a lot of Gucci. He's doing a lot of things in his bags made by bamboo. But not only big brand. Also, there are a lot of projects, a lot of pioneering projects of artisans, like this that we saw in this picture. Here's a spontaneous design, or here Bambuseto. There are really a lot of also little artisans that are doing their beautiful stuff. The food. Also in the food, bamboo is entering in and joining our Italian food and our Italian tradition of food that is known all around the world. And here there is a book that has been already published, in which there is Italian food joining this new ingredient. And there are also in this field some pioneering projects like this that I mentioned, but there are probably some more. These are just an examples, and they started to do some products like fresh product or bread or beer with bamboo. And also foulard with the beautiful foulard with the fibers, and but changing completely the field. Also, there are some projects in which the bamboo is used as a biofilter near the highway to capture the pollution and of course the CO2. And this is a project made in Torino, in the north of Italy. But now let me speak about the structures. In Italy, in Vergiate, in the north of Italy, in the north of Milan, in the north part of Italy, there is a pavilion that is the first permanent public use bamboo structure in Europe. And it was built in 2002-2003. And it was built using guado angustifolia from Colombia. And it was created by Emissioni Zero with the contribution of the municipality of Vergiate. And this is still there and in good conditions. And there are also some Italian architects that are designing bamboo building around the world. And I mentioned three of these architects just as example. Probably you all know Mauricio Cárdenas, that is of Colombian origin, but he has his let's say business in Milan, and he designed the INBAR pavilion in China, and but also Anna Zanetti, that she really designed beautiful houses in Costa Rica, or Stefan Pollack that is he designed some project all around the world. But I think that now the challenge is to build. We saw a house building in Italy with Colombian bamboo. We saw Italian architect built abroad. But I think the challenge now is that we can build in Italy also with Italian bamboo. And the starting point was the characterization of Italian bamboo. And in my university in Bologna, we did a lot of characterization of different bamboo species. Here there is some of the species that we tested, and we did a lot of tests, and what we saw in few words is that the Italian bamboo, like Bambusoides, some of the Pirotakis species like Bambusoides, Edulis, iridescens, or viridiglautescens, have really good mechanical performance, even better in respect to Guado angustifolia. And of course, there is a difference in the dimensions. So our Pirotakis species are smaller in diameters and thinner, but his characteristics are very good in respect to the tropical bamboo. And at the end of all this experience and this tests made in our lab, we wrote the first Italian standard on bamboo. Is the first step. Is the step in which it's the first step for the mechanical characterization of bamboo, and we wrote a we introduce some differences in respect to the ISO international standard, the 22157, that is the ISO standard for the mechanical characterization, because of our bamboo is thinner and has a smaller diameter. Some of the tests described in the ISO standard were not so easy to perform in the lab on our bamboo. So we did some changes for example, in the tension test, or we introduced a bending test also on the stick, on the material, and we changed the shear test and the bending test orthogonal to the fibers. And as I said, this is the first step, and we have to go further in this standardization. But because in Italy, the bamboo cannot be used for construction unless an ad hoc heater is instructed. So we need to go further with the standards, but I think the ISO guidelines, also the 22156, really helps a lot and can be used together with our national standards for the design of structures. But I think that it's really crucial, the step to go further in the standardization, because in this, if we have a standardization and the bamboo can be like all the conventional material, they can be really in the, let's say, in the pocket of the architect or of the engineers, has all the other conventional materials. So in conclusion, in Italy, I think there is a consolidated bamboo tradition. I think is still considered culturally considered exotic, but I think is more and more considered like a material, like a possible structural material or possible material for other purposes. There is a growing interest on bamboo, and there are several pioneering projects in different fields, as I show, like design, fibers, food, or structures. So I concluded this is the Italian. I'm here on the behalf of the Italian Bamboo Association, as already said Borio. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Luisa, for showing us, driving us through.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Luisa, for showing us driving us through the bamboo industry in Italy, also showing us some examples of how bamboo can be used for construction in Italy, also elsewhere in the European Union. Also, your brief introduction to the standards and for showing us also some examples of architects, or Italian architects like Mauricio and Anna Zanetti, who are really doing a great job all around the world, and we from INBAR, we are really good friends of them, and we keep always trying to support them whenever we can. So thank you very much for that. Later, be with us, remain with us, because later we will have some questions from our audience, which will be moderated by Jingwei. So please stay with us for the Q&A later. And now I will go to introduce our second speaker of today. He is Mr. Yves Cruzet. He is the founder and manager of Bamboo Park. Bamboo Park is a nursery that produces temperate and tropical bamboos sold mainly in the European Union. He founded it in 1990, and also he founded the European Bamboo Association in 1986. So Bamboo Park is currently expanding its activity by welcoming people who have come to follow training courses on bamboo and nature and related themes to environmental protection, for instance. He is going to introduce us today in his presentation what are the necessary conditions to ensure the success of the establishment of a bamboo industry in the European Union. Mr. Cruzet, you have the floor.
Okay.
Yes, you have to share the screen.
The sound on the...
Share the screen, yeah.
Is it okay like that? Yes. Okay.
We can.
Good morning, everybody. I am interested in bamboo since 50 years and really involved professionally since 45 years. That is not recent. And I can speak how was considered the bamboo when I was beginning working in the bambooserie, which is the oldest collection of bamboo in Europe, because this collection was started in 1850. And at that period, when I started, the bamboo was not really well known, and quite few people were really interested by this plant. This plant was considered that totally from abroad, from the Asia, and so many persons were thinking that bamboo could not be adapted to the European climate. I must say that, excuse me, yes, I must say also that at that time, 50 years ago, it was not easy to plant a bamboo in your own garden if it was your wish, because there were not a lot of nursery producing bamboo, and we have had to wait until the appears the plastic pots to allow bamboo to be cultivated in those containers, and it was good to facilitate the transport, and also the plant was quite sure to be still alive once they have been planted, because it was not cut by a tool as it was before. So it was now easy. It is, since that it's easy now to find a bamboo and to plant in your garden. As you maybe know, the German philosopher Schopenhauer said that quite all the new ideas, before being accepted, have to pass through 3 phases. The first phase is that this idea is considered, the new ideas, as ridiculous, and then it becomes dangerous, and at least it comes evident, it becomes totally obvious. And we are going to see that the bamboo is following those 3 rules, and that is important to consider the development of bamboo in Europe. I will explain. As I noticed 50 years ago that planting a bamboo in Europe was considered as ridiculous, this phase is now past, happily. But after, it was considered as dangerous, and still some persons are thinking that bamboo can be dangerous. I will explain later. And now it starts to be considered as obvious. As said the French writer Victor Hugo, we cannot stop an idea whose time has come. And now has come the time to develop bamboo in Europe. But if we want to develop this bamboo in Europe, we do have to grow them in our place. Why? For 2 main reasons. The first reason is that a lot of countries producing bamboo, and exporting from their country to Europe will probably and surely reduce and maybe even stop exporting raw material for economic reasons we can easily understand. It's why we have to think really to produce bamboo on our lands if we want to use it. And second reason, we have a lot of lands totally available to grow bamboo, but we have, of course, to choose the right variety adapted to the local condition. We cannot grow the same variety in South Portugal or South Italy or Spain or Greece than the one we can grow in Germany, in England, or in the north of Europe. But we have to, and we can say we must, what can we do to facilitate the development of bamboo in Europe? First, we must consider the obstacles, and we must fight those obstacles. What are they? One of these obstacles is what I call the endemism supporters. Those persons who are very afraid by introducing a plant which is not belonging to our surrounding. Sometimes the reason is the right reason. For example, when the plant will be a really plague for the others, that means it will develop so much that will avoid other plants to develop. And the bamboo, if it is not well used, could be that. But in most of the case, if it's lead as agricultural plant, there is no risk. And those endemic supporters must think about the sentence of Thomas Jefferson, who said, the most useful service we can render a culture is to add a new plant to his agriculture. And that's true. I share this sentence. Another thing, we know that in our dish in Europe, we have a lot of fruits or vegetables coming from abroad, like potato, tomato, onion, eggplant, and so on. So we must be open-minded.
Mr. Cruzet, if you may also show us the pictures that you have on the main one. You can pass the pictures while you speak.
Can you?
Yes.
Yes. My neighbor Akash will do it. Okay. Thank you. Excuse me, because we have not really well prepared the PowerPoint or the show of the pictures. So I continue. Another obstacle is mostly the misconceptions.
You need to share the screen. You need to share the screen. Akash, you need to share. Yes, now.
Akash. Okay. The misconception, because bamboo is until now not very well known. For example, about the cold resistance. A lot of persons think that bamboo is not cold resistant, but they don't know that quite a lot of species can afford until -18 or 20 degrees. In south of France, in Bambouserie, which is in the Cevennes, we sometimes have had a very cold winter until -18. And I was surprised at the beginning to see so many different varieties like Pirotakis, genus, were really resisting to those cold. Another misunderstanding is the requirement for water. A lot of people think bamboo needs a lot of water. And that can be true the first year when you plant a bamboo, not to forget to water, to help the roots to go deep down. But after, you will be surprised to see how bamboo can be dry resistant. And another mistake, another wrong idea is about the flowering. When you read an article or paper about the bamboo, very often they speak about the flowering, saying that when a bamboo get in flower, all the species of the same bamboo get in flower and then they die. It might happen. That can be true, but it's 1 or 5% of the cases, because I have seen during 50 years of bamboo, a lot of bamboo flowering, but very few were dying after that. So we have to explain how the bamboo must be managed to be satisfied by growing them. And another thing is bamboo is very often considered as a vegetable plague, but that is not the case. What is a vegetable plague? It's a plant that when you introduced in the condition where the seeds sprayed by the plant meet a good condition to germinate and to propagate again, that can be a real vegetable plague. But bamboo is not like that. Bamboo is running bamboo can be considered as invasive if we don't do what must be done,
thank you.
not to give them.
Does
it work? Yeah, okay. Excuse me. So, speaking about bamboo invasive, I don't speak about using barrier Antihorizon, which is quite complicated. It's efficient, sure, but it's a bit difficult to settle. I just speak about easy way to avoid them to go where they are not expected. If I consider that bamboo is invasive, it is for the brain of the person who start to be interested by bamboo, because you can easily become addicted to the bamboo. As I know that for 50 years, and I can say there is no vaccine to treat you against that, but happily it's a lovely addiction. So I continue about the obstacles we have to fight. You can also hear that bamboo is totally, how can I say, not invasive, but when you have this plant and if you want to suppress it, you cannot. And that is totally true, totally wrong, excuse me, totally wrong, because without big tools and without using any chemical product, you can stop them, you can kill them, and then grow another plant. It needs time, some months, but less than 1 year to completely suppress the bamboo. So that means we have to teach the growers how to choose the bamboo according to the place, and how to manage to be happy with this kind of crop. And now, how to facilitate the development of bamboo in Europe. I think first we have to really explain all the merits of the bamboo on different points, ecological, economic, health, and so on. You all know the positive action of the bamboo vis-à-vis of the CO2, vis-à-vis the oxygen, the power to clean with the heavy metal. So many merits that it will be too long to explain, but it's really a plant very interesting, and that must help how to develop the bamboo in Europe. And we have to teach how to manage the bamboo to the agriculture who wants to learn, because I don't know any plant who behave like the bamboo. It's so special. For example, when you say to someone in front of a new bamboo grove that the youngest culms, the youngest canes are the biggest and the tallest. They don't believe. How can you explain that? But there is an explanation. If you consider the physiology of the bamboo, you can understand. It's a really special behavior that have the bamboo. So we have to explain that before growing bamboo. I remember that David Farrelly, which wrote this famous book entitled The Bamboo Book, and he went to La Bambouserie, where I was. It was in 1989, and he went there to give a talk and was supposed to stay 3 days. And he was so impressed by all those bamboo that he stayed instead of 3 days, 2 years. And it was interesting for me because he taught me a lot of things about bamboo. And I remember that at that period, he really wanted to settle there the first world bamboo school, as he was calling it, because he had the feeling that bamboo would be really the plant of the future. But 30 years ago, it was really too early because we can imagine building a school, but we need to work to have pupils. And I think at that period in Europe, very few persons were really able or interested to follow such a school. But I think now it will be a very good idea to set a really official or university or bamboo school. Now I think it's time to stop because there are other speakers. And
Mr. Crozet, before you finish, I may encourage you to tell us about these pictures. I will pass them, and you may let us know where are they. You can describe a bit what you know.
I didn't hear properly.
Can you see the picture? I'm showing the pictures.
The picture.
Yes.
Here it's new shoots of Pirotakis edulis, also called Pirotakis pubescens. It's one of the more wonderful bamboo, hardy bamboo who can afford the cold winter. But this bamboo must be planted in very good condition to grow well. And also it is sometimes better to plant another Pirotakis if we are not really sure of the good quality of the soil or the climate. Here also it's the same, and you can see that near the border where there is a lack of water, the culms are smaller because this bamboo also, here this picture is in Portugal, and in summer we have no rain during the 6, 7 or 8 months. Here you have a young growth of Pirotakis edulis. This one is 5 or 6 years. He is not adult. That means he will every year grow bigger and higher culms. Next one. Here the pots, the bamboo we produce in plastic pots. Here you have, I think it's 7-liter pots, and they are changed from 7 after it's 15 liter, after 15, 30 liter. Each year we change the pot to have a bigger plant. Other picture is the same. Here is a bamboo we produced in Bamboo Park. We selected this variety and we give the name of Pirotakis edulis because it comes from edulis, summer snow, because the color of the leaves is like white in summer, but it remain more green in winter. This is a very hard, strong. Another one. No, this one is Pirotakis viridis sulfurea, which this year have not been watered at all, because we tried to use less water. And as you can see, after probably 5 or 6 months without water, he is still alive and nice, looks well. Another one, this is near the lake. Bamboo, as you know, most of the bamboo dislike muddy soil. It's why they can grow near the river, near the lake, near the water, but they never go too near because of the mud. Bigger pot that we grow also for the clients. This is, as I think, Pirotakis vivax, Oreocaulis. Sometimes the bamboo was supposed to grow straight. That's probably because the new shoot has been hurted by something or an animal, and then it grows again straighter. As now, maybe the conclusion. The conclusion, I will say legend. It's a legend who was told me by Michel Jury, a French writer. As we learn, taught the Bible, God created the world, our world, in 6 days. And I think it's the last day that he created the human, the man and the woman. And the legend starts now. And God, looking at how the man was behaving, thought, man is not very clever, he is not very smart, he is not really self-sufficient. I probably made a mistake. What kind of mistake? Yes, I forgot to create the bamboo. And he created the bamboo, and since that, the men were really self-sufficient. But he created and
Borja, we cannot hear from him.
He's muted. He's muted because someone else is muted.
It's okay?
Yes, now.
Heard me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for your attention. And I will answer to your question when it's time to ask.
Thank you, Mr. Cruzet. Thank you so much for your always inspiring presentation and for showing us Bamboo Park.
Hello, Suzanne.
Thank you so much. So, Mr. Cruzet, stay with us because now we'll have a small Q&A for 10-15 minutes Q&A, which will be moderated by my colleague, Jingwei. So, Jingwei, you have the floor. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Borja. And thank you to our two panelists, Luisa Molari and Mr. Yves Cruzet. Very good presentations. And very encouraging words I heard from Monsieur Cruzet about God's creation, and so I totally agree with you that also in China, in our culture, bamboo is indispensable. So we totally understand why you said bamboo can help human being, and we just think that bamboo is such a good material that is so easy to be utilized and is so handy, and it provides everything besides food, housing, and energy, timber, and all these very useful part, and of course beautiful landscape. And I have some questions for our two panelists that already presented, and maybe this question is for both of you. So both Luisa and Monsieur Cruzet has mentioned about bamboo's good use in the shoot and in the construction, and in many different ways. And you also mentioned about some problems in Europe, such as standard and also probably awareness and lack of human resources. And so which parts do you think, which problem do you think is presently the biggest challenge for European to develop an industry? Because an industry needs a lot of different conditions. So I think Monsieur Cruzet thinks the land issue is not the big issue. And then is it policy, or is it financing? Is it technology? Is it standards? Is it human resources, or awareness of the people? And what do you think is the present biggest challenge that Europe bamboo sector is facing now? Who
you want
I
answer? If you want, I think it's all together. And of course, I have not mentioned some ideas to develop bamboo, more bamboo culture in Europe. Could be the subsidy given by the government, as it is the case recently in India, in Malaysia, because to start bamboo grove is costly by the work, by the price of the plants, and also because you have to be patient. And one thing, it's not easy to understand when quite everybody knows that bamboo is the faster growing plant, but it's also the plant you have to wait years and years to have a return of investment. That is one point. Another point very important, I mentioned already, is to teach what is bamboo, what can we do, and what also we must not do, because mistakes in agriculture are always costly in time, costly in money, of course, and it has also a cost about the vision we have of the plant. It's someone said that bamboo is a miracle plant, and it is, but we can be sure of that if we manage it how it ought to be. Otherwise, it could be a disaster. And I'm very, very sorry when I see that bamboo could be badly treated. And it's affected my heart and my feeling when I see bamboo in bad condition. And that is only because the lack of knowledge, because the people who start bamboo are sure, I mean, they are convinced they are right, but they can be wrong if they make mistakes. Another thing, that if we want to develop a bamboo industry, it's not by starting with few hectares. It's thousand and thousand hectares that must be planted if we want to equip with a big machine, with the factories, with things like that. But we must start step by step. The first step is the most important, and the other have to follow.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I think it's there's many conditions that needs to be in place. So one step by another, and finance will come in because if the condition is there, for example, we have standards and we have human resources and we have the ready technologies for developing the bamboo. So Luisa, what is your comment?
Yes, no, I totally agree with the other panelists. I really I can add that in my field, that is the constructions, I think the regulations, the standards are very important, because I saw also some questions in the chat. In Italy, it is allowed to construct with concrete, masonry, steel, timber, and with these materials you can construct with the standards. So you do not need an ad hoc design. With the other, you can do, but you have to test. So you have a special heater. Now, a special heater with some additional tests and some additional. You have to prove that these materials are okay for the building, and this, of course. You have really to be sure that you want to do that if you want to follow this heater. So to have a standard that makes bamboo, but also other non-conventional material in the same place has concrete on the other. From the standard point of view, really makes this one of the possible choice for an engineer or an architect or a designer. So this is, I think, this is a point for the construction point of view.
Yes, thank you, Luisa. So may I conclude that probably for Europe to develop the present industry now, we do need more awareness and more practices, more field practices. I could see why Monsieur Cruzet is pushing for the bamboo culture to be spread all over Europe, because if we have a culture, if there is a cultural value towards this material, then more people will be involved in the practicing. Although they probably, and then I think more practicing will correct the mistakes Mr. Cruzet is worried about, and then there will be more data and more scientific ways for the local development practices, or say experiences, to advise, including the construction part. And I think in our last session regarding to construction seminar, in the seminar we discussed about the standard, and then we also discussed about we need more engineers and architects to practice on the bamboo material, then advise our standardization process with the data. And we really miss a lot of data that is necessary for the development of the standards. So thank you very much for our panelists. And Bohar, do we have time? No?
Thank you. No, we don't have more time. We will have another Q&A session at the end. So please stay with us. And now the second part of the webinar will be moderated by my colleague, Ms. Wanderfei. So I give the floor to her.
Okay, thanks, Boha and Jiwei. Hello, everyone. This is Wanderfei, technical assistant of INBAR. Now I would like to welcome the third panelist, Eva Zamalia. Eva is a Spanish architect with wide experience in humanitarian and development sector and good at connecting with materials and environment. While working in South Sudan, she discovered the potential of bamboo as a building material to mitigate the deforestation. Since then, she has been promoting bamboo not only in humanitarian and development contexts, but also in Spain through her firm Mana Bamboo as a project coordinator of ANIM 22 bamboo project at Cadiz University, and as the chair of Iberian Bamboo Association. Her topic today is bamboo resilience in construction, an opportunity for Europe. Eva, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Renfei. I hope you can hear me properly. I'm sharing the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So thank you, Renfei and INBAR, for this invitation. It's such a pleasure to be here with this great panel. I really enjoy the discussions before. So yes, Renfei explained, I am a Spanish architect. I'm the chair of the Iberian Bamboo Association. And I have been working in the humanitarian sector for the past 6 years in some of the worst crises in the world. And in 2017 is when I discovered bamboo in South Sudan. And I just want to explain briefly. So basically in South Sudan is one of these contexts where 2 million of people are displaced and thousands of shelters, emergency shelters, need to be built every year. So the most of the shelters are built with wooden poles, timber, and some bamboo. I could see how these thousands of shelters that need to be built every year created a massive deforestation in the country, and this country has been in crisis for 20 years. So when I started researching about bamboo, how it can be its lifespan can be increased, I discovered the properties and I totally fell in love. So since then I have been promoting bamboo, and I have been always focused on the not just promotion of the bamboo properties, also environmental awareness, because the main challenge is community acceptance. So, and you will say, why she's talking about this crisis in other places if we are talking about Europe? Actually, it's because I want to highlight the situation that we are living now. Let me see the situation that we are living globally, just to pick up brains. So as you can see in this graphic, in the past decades, the climate-related disasters have increased significantly. And as the Global Humanitarian Overview for 2022 explains, the people suffering humanitarian crises are actually the most vulnerable to climate-related crises. So, as I have explained before, I have been living and working in some of these countries that are really affected and where you can really see the impact. So there is no point to stop thinking about it. But here in Europe, even if we are aware about the environmental crisis that we are living, we are not as exposed as in other countries where you have it in your face. It's true that the Mediterranean region is one of the most affected by climate change, but we are not suffering cyclones every 6 months or floods or droughts. So it's actually maybe, and I wonder if that's the reason why we are not taking more measures to stop with that. We are not tackling this crisis as we should. And of course, I think that bamboo can be a great solution for that. So also another just numbers to bring to this discussion. So yes, as the UN Secretary General said, that he has been saying this in the past years, we are actually going in the opposite direction to limit the temperature rise to 1.5. So in order to stop this, we need to reduce the production of fossil fuel production, actually. And this is actually why I think that I hope that at some point starts promoting bamboo too, because it will be one of the great solutions. Here we can see the impact of the environmental impact of the construction sector, which actually generates about 40% of global CO2 emissions. We really need to neutralize these emissions, and as I said before, I don't think that we are taking strong measures as it should be. Bamboo definitely can be a solution, and you all know about it. I think that we are familiarized with the numbers, but 1 hectare of bamboo forest in 1 year can absorb up to 50 tons of CO2. So really, this is one of the reasons why I think that we should promote it more, and actually in Europe it's not as easy as it should be. Also, it has, of course, amazing properties for construction. It can be engineered, it's replace other materials, but I really think that it is our superhero if it is managed and used properly, of course, as Eve has clearly said in the previous presentation, and also Luisa. So yeah, it's sorry, I cannot pass the screens. Yeah, so yeah, it's true that bamboo doesn't grow naturally in Europe, but as it has been shown also by the previous panelists, it grows. It grows in different countries. Also in Portugal, there are different plantations. In Spain, also you can find different places where it grows, and you can find it even in most of the botanical gardens. You find bamboo, and you can even see how areas where bamboo grows have prevented the landfalls, and when with the growth of rivers level, it has protected the different buildings. So it grows, and it is really a solution here. So still, why one of the reasons why it is actually rejected and not accepted in Europe, I think it is because always the argument of it is not local comes to the table. And it is not local, but as I have explained before, and this is why I wanted to show you before the global crisis situation, we are in an extreme crisis, and we need extreme and immediate solutions and changes. So when I hear about lack of not accepting bamboo, and no, it is not local, but how many products and how many species are not local here, and if properly managed, it can be they can really help. And otherwise, I will say also that our ancestors should have not eaten potatoes because they are not local, but this product actually helped it in some of the worst famine crises. So yeah, and on top of that, if we analyze the environmental impact of the bamboo importation in Spain in this case, and this is an analysis prepared by Bambusa Studio together with the Polytechnic University of Madrid. If you analyze the bamboo, the CO2 sequestration from the bamboo and the CO2 emissions produced by the industrialization and transportation of bamboo to Spain, these emissions are irrelevant considered with the sequestration. So really, I don't think that there are no excuses. I think that we need to sorry. So I think that we really need to be resilient like bamboo. We need to adapt ourselves to protect the environment like bamboo. We need to grow together to be stronger like bamboo. And we need to do it quickly like bamboo. And here to show some light at the end of the tunnel. So 2 years ago, a dream came true. And after this symposium that we were talking about it before at the beginning of the session, in 2019, a group of 12 people met during the first Iberian Bamboo Symposium organized in Madrid. And and we decided to work together to make this change possible in Europe. You can see that we are totally spread around, and despite all the pandemic and sorry, I cannot change the screens. Yeah. So yeah, and then despite the distance and the pandemic, we have connected our bamboo roots, and we have established our rhizome, which has grown. And now we are, this year, the past year, we have finalized with all the administrative work, and now this year our bamboo shoots are shown, and now we have been officially presented to the world. So we are growing quickly because we are together, and actually it is a real pleasure for me to be working with such an amazing group of people and on the board members. So we are just starting, so I wish we could have shown more that we have done, but basically I want to present also our main objectives, which is our main general objectives, which will need some time, but it's to set up a reference in the Iberian Peninsula for the bamboo activities and events for information sharing of bamboo. And then also to establish a network of people and institutions and organizations that would like to participate and exchange the participate in the exchange of information and experiences. So in this way also we can promote synergies between the different initiatives that can be supported each other, to promote and support the development of specific regulations, which are key, and it's actually one of our priorities for this year. And I think that Luisa have clearly said that it is essential if we want to move forward, and also to encourage and promote the studies of bamboo for research and setting up programs in collaboration with different universities, etc. So these are our main objectives. But we are not just also with our objectives. We are not just supporting and promoting bamboo in Spain and Portugal. We are also contributing to the world and to the planet. We know that we are contributing to 8 Sustainable Development Goals that are totally interrelated, and actually with the diversity that is in our group. With different skills and different backgrounds, we can easily contribute to that. And here we are now. So we are just, as I said, we are just ready now. And for 2022, our more specific goals, which are more tailored and realistic, and our priorities is for team growth, which is key, setting up collaboration with universities for the bamboo research, as I mentioned, and we have started already. Renfei has mentioned, for example, some project that I'm coordinating right now with the Cádiz University, with some students which are doing some research, which are starting actually for building boats with bamboo. And then also mapping bamboo in Europe, which is one of the exercises that we really want to do. Identifying the different plantations of bamboo in Spain and Portugal, but also across Europe, with the different species, that to understand what are the conditions and the context ideal for different species, and also to be able to organize visits maybe to see all the bamboo. Collaborations with other organizations for bamboo advocacy. I think that this is happening already, and with this type of events where we are connecting from different organizations and different countries, we can really join efforts and work together, and organizing and participating in different events and workshops that I hope that some of you will attend and will participate. And of course, our priority, as I said, contribute to the technical regulation of the use of bamboo. We are already in discussion with some architecture associations in order to work on it and to be able to include the bamboo in the standards. But it's a long process, and as I said, we are just starting. But this is the way this is the direction where we are going. So, and we know that with this determination and resilience, joining the efforts, we can make it happen. So yeah, let's, as I said, as I always say, let's be bamboo and let's bamboo Europe. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Eva. Thank you. And INBAR is very happy to have supported for the creation of Iberian Bamboo Association. Eva just introduced not only the importance of bamboo in construction sector in Europe, but also the engagement of Iberian Bamboo Association. So now let's welcome our first panelist, Chiara Maria Palazzi, who is an investor at Forever Bamboo since 2016. Forever Bamboo is an Italian company. Chiara is supporting this company to utilize the potential of bamboo in green circular economy. Their distinguishing feature is the width of their model exceeding the mere bamboo plantation towards to a more complex structure, offering carbon neutrality solutions and expanding in other industries such as electric mobility and bioplastics. Today, her topic will be a bamboo-centered model of circular economy, from bioplastics to carbon neutrality. Chiara, the floor is over to you.
Thank you, and thanks everybody for giving us the opportunity to participate in this great event. What I have found so much interesting about this event is that we have the cultural, now I feel that we have the cultural background to set up a real industry, an industry that starts from the raw material and ends in every other industry of Europe. So I would like to explain how we decided to found this company in 2014. Forever Bamboo was founded in 2014 as Professor Molari has told. Forever Bamboo as a kind of cultural tradition in Europe since the 19th century, due to the fact that during the International Exposition of Paris, the Japanese boot was exposed the bamboo plant, some bamboo, and so the decorative bamboo has been copied in many gardens, in many aristocracy garden all over Europe. Then there is a quite solid tradition in bamboo processing in Europe. If we think about boats, furniture, textile, also in little terms, paper, and also many other little sectors. Yet there is a bamboo plantation is a pretty new industry in Europe. As we know, the majority of industrial forests are still located in Asia, in Indonesia, in India, and so forth, in China, of course. So the challenge is still now, and also is still now, and it was much more in 2014, fill the gap between the raw material demand and its availability in Europe. So we have created Forever Bamboo in 2004. In the last few years, due to the pandemic emergency, the naval transport industry has been reshaped, and there is a sort of monopolistic concentration. That means that there is an increase of transport price. And of course, in this scenario, it is crucial to have a stable supply chain of raw material, because this can reduce the cost of pollution linked to the transportation. And if we sell bamboo as a sustainable source, we can't take it from the other side of the world. And so we have also to ensure to the other industries a stable supply chain. So the other industries can plan in the long run and decide to use bamboo as a raw material. So these can truly develop an industry strong and competitive. And the last goal that we have is a production chain 100% made in Europe, which is, of course, for all of us a strategic advantage. So what is our contribution? So the challenge of the bamboo industry in Europe? The challenge, as I told you, our goals are connected one to the other, and also to other industries, and to all the manufacturing process. The first and crucial one, as I said, was to create a 100% made in Europe bamboo supply chain. The reach of this goal also support also the values of bamboo as sustainable. And a Europe-grown bamboo doesn't create pollution impact linked to this transportation, okay? The other important thing is that bamboo is a sustainable alternative to plastic. And as we have shown in the previous interventions, also an alternative to wood and to construction materials. And bamboo is also, as we will see later, a powerful carbon sink. And of course, the challenge is to develop a relevant market. As we saw for construction, where there was no laws allowing to use bamboo in construction, the same problem is for carbon sink activity. Bamboo is a great carbon capture plant, yet there is not so complete regulation that allows us to use it as a carbon sink in an official way. In any case, bamboo have to be considered, and we have to challenge for that a key player for the sustainability challenge. So this is mainly a cultural challenge for us as an industry and also for the academic, because we need to acknowledge this potential, all this potential above, in order to make people understand how bamboo can be positive for all Europe. So now I will go through the pillars of a bamboo business model, forever bamboo business model. First of all, our model was based on 3 pillars. The first one is the full property of the land. That means that we have the complete control and we don't have any conditionment to rental agreements. So we take lands that are neglected because they have been exploited from many years, from a long time, to the industrial with the industrial agriculture. So we only require that there is a flat surface, because the machinery treatments are easier with a flat surface, and access to water, in order to, so the presence of a pit or a river, in order to make the growth easier. Because at the beginning of the growth, bamboo needs, is a very, as I say, bamboo is a very spoiled child. So at the beginning, it needs, the bamboo plantation needs a lot of care. It needs water, but not too much water, because it doesn't work well with mud, as Mr. Crozet had said before. And so we need basically lands that are flat with water. And even though they were almost very arid, we have worked with a protocol to make them, this is the second pillar, with an exclusive agricultural protocol that have integrated biodynamical, biological, and symbiotical principle. And along with that, we have, inside this pillar, there is the respect of the local flora and fauna. So this means that our plantations are actually a temple of biodiversity. So we include the copies, mixed wood, fruit trees, agricultural land, and olive oil or native grade varieties. Of course, according to the area, because we have plantations in many regions of Italy. The third pillar is fundamental, of course, because we are a company. We need to ensure us a revenue, and also to our associates. So we have an agreement with another partner, that is Consortium Bambù Italia, CVI, and we have an agreement to sell them the whole production of canes and sprouts, and this guarantees a revenue of almost 10% average in the first 15 years. That means we have a tagline, Forever Bamboo, 100 years of dreams. That means that the lifespan, the average lifespan of our plants, of our kind of bamboo, which is Moso bamboo or Pirotakis edulis, is 100 years, which means that the remaining 85 years, the revenues are even higher, because the plant is adult, is fully grown. This is a glimpse of our forest. Sorry. Okay, this is a video. I hope you can see it. Okay, so after this the first year, so we have developed a stronger model. We have kept the original pillars of the bamboo plantation and as a core, and we have now many other distinguishes features in order to, with our model, exceeding the mere bamboo plantation, as I said, and we have now a more complex structure. So The three upgraded pillars are now, first, the agricultural technique. So the bamboo plantation is now managed through patent pending protocols. So we are working with the same biological, biodynamical, and symbiotical principles, yet we have integrated them, merged them with an exclusive, this is in Italian, sorry, but we have kept these three principles. Then we have created an exclusive management of targeted cutting. So basically, we target a stripe of land each year. And so we cut just that, which is 1/3 of the land. And so the other stripes help it to regrow, and it stimulates the growth of the total land of the bamboo plantation. Of course, we had, as Mr. Crozet said, a trial and error process. As in the first, and the errors were very costly, as he told. So it's really true what he said, because we found that, for instance, the problem of too much water or no water was very important. Also, the problem of wind, and so this learning process have been integrated in the protocol that we have set up. The patent pending. Sorry. Okay. The patent pending. The second pillar is the carbon sequestration. So, the carbon sequestration model is that we have created a new business unit that is certified carbon sequestration called Forever Zero CO2. We have been told in the previous, in Miss Eva Samalea presentation, that the average, there are many studies about that, the average sequestration of an hectare of bamboo is 50 tons of CO2. This is very much, yet we have improved these performances with our plantations, thanks to the protocol that I've said before, to the first pillar. This is what normal woodland in Italy, so the same condition of latitude and climate conditions, absorbs in 1 year. So almost 8 tons of CO2 equivalents. And this is what our plantations absorb in 1 year, 36 times the absorption of CO2 of a normal woodland. So this is a big result that we make certified by RINA, which is an international organization that is specialized in certifications for technical issues, and INDACO, which is a spin-off of the University of Siena in Tuscany. And these two certifications allow us to sell to the companies, to the polluting companies, an equivalent of the carbon credit in terms of a certificate where we sell the right of a compensate in comparison with our compensation. So the net compensation that we have with our LCA, because we, of course, we make a little pollution with our machineries, with our office, and with our activities. So the net is 261,000 per year. We can sell this right to the other companies per each hectare. So if you have a company which make a pollution, you can have this forest dedicated to you, and we sell with a time perspective of 20 years, because we want, this is the direction that the world is leading to, and of course we want that the company is ready, that have a long-term strategy, and we want to be a strategic partner in this challenge for sustainability of companies. The third pillar...
Chiara, sorry?
Yes.
Only 5 minutes left.
Okay, I'll be fast. So the last pillar is bioplastic. Basically, we have a lot of biomass, so we have to find somebody to give this biomass to. And of course, if we burn this biomass, it wouldn't be a real carbon sequestration. So we have made a partnership with an Italian company called Mixcycling, and we are exploring the industrial plastic world. I don't know if you can see some products. These are some products, and we are testing our bioplastic, and it is giving very interesting results, as the other businesses, the other industries have shown, and the results and the performance are comparable to the one of old school plastic, let's say. So the new business model, to summarize, is a bamboo plantation with patent pending protocols, the partnership for bioplastic, and the carbon neutrality solution. This strategic business, of course, as I told you, are intertwined, and they are part of a unique strategy to create a leading holding for green economy, because we are entering also their businesses which are very close to our business as electric mobility. This is to show you how big was our growth. We had an exponential growth in the last 2 years with crowdfunding campaigns. In this way, we have shown how our model is scalable and strong. And of course, this model has to be kept consistent with our founding values. This is the growth in actors and the growth in terms of partners. And to keep this model consistent with our funding values, even with a bigger growth, as we are planning to go in quotation in an international market, we have applied for the B Corp certification. So we are going to be a B Corp certified company in the next few years. What is our contribution to the industry challenges? Okay, after 7 years, we would like to take a stock and we make an evaluation of what we have done, both as a company and as an industry. So bamboo-based bioplastic has a huge potential and many advantages, also in terms of carbon offsetting, because the plastic industry is one of the highest in terms of carbon emission, and only concrete and steel and iron are worse. And the plastic waste, of course, is very polluting. We got, as I said, the carbon sink capacity of our forest certified to offer the CO2 compensation. Our challenge now is to include the bamboo in the list of the carbon sink species and develop, of course, a relevant market in terms of laws and in terms of marketplace. Another goal that we are working on is the creation of the proper legal framework for local carbon market, as it is in the acknowledgement of carbon sequestration as an agricultural product. Because now the problem is that agriculture can't sell the carbon certificates. So this is a key point also for other players in the industry, in the agricultural industry. And this, of course, will unlock a great earning potential for bamboo farmers in Europe. And the cultural challenge we want to win is to make people understand the great potential of bamboo as a material, and also in the fight for climate change. That's it. I hope it fits the 5 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chiara. Thank you. We would like to thanks for showing us a very innovative bamboo business model and its upgradation. Now I would like to welcome our last panelist today, Joanna Salvador, who has worked as a business development and international sales manager within China, Europe, and Latin American markets for 10 years. While living in China, she discovered and got dazzled with bamboo, its astonishing benefits, and all the possibilities to build anything with bamboo. Now, together with her brother Tiago, she founded Bamboo Bicycles in Portugal, a passionate bamboo bicycle brand on a mission to inspire epic travels and a unique experience, empowering well-being and sustainable mobility. Her topic today is Bamboo Bicycles, designed for people, planet, and progress. Joanna, please.
Hello, Ramsey. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you, INBAR, for having us as well. It's a pleasure to be here among experienced panelists. I believe we are still the newbies in this world and the passionate people. I will first just introduce and show a short video. I'll share my screen and then I'll go with my presentation.
Sorry, Joanna, we cannot hear the video.
No sound, yes. Reshare.
There we got dazzled with them, the stunning benefit and all the possibilities to build anything this beautiful and sustainable material. When we first discovered bamboo bicycles, amazed by their unique appearance, beautiful design, lightweight, and comfort to ride. Instantly, we fell in love with the idea of crafting our own bamboo bikes and being the first bike builders of these wonderful bikes in our home country, Portugal. Crafting and refining our products with heart and soul to bring you the best bamboo bicycles nature can give. Compared to the typical materials used in a bicycle, bamboo is very light but offers a tensile strength superior to many steel alloys and a compressive strength comparable to a concrete block. Bamboo has been gaining immense importance when it comes to sustainable products. We want to harmony with nature, when we see the frame of bamboo bike, we immediately understand that we're combining technology and nature. Like conventional bamboo absorbs carbon dioxide and releases 35% more oxygen than other things in the atmosphere. When it comes to build a bicycle frame, nothing beats bamboo. These materials are organic and sustainable, strong and light, rigid yet flexible, and absorb vibrations without the need for suspension. Muy bien. Our goal is not only to build frames out of bamboo. We dream on doing so much more. Being a platform to promote bamboo in Europe, empower the community to be part of the change and contribute to a circular economy. We love the idea of using bamboo to promote sustainable cycling and inspire people to live a green, low carbon, and clean energy life. I think we had just a small little issue with the sound in the beginning, but I can share the video later.
We cannot hear you, Joanna.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
No.
you hear me now?
Joanna?
Yeah.
The sound is not very good.
Let me try to fix it.
Maybe she has some problem.
How about now?
No, very far.
Not sure what happened because it was just okay. Still far?
No.
Is it good? No.
I think it's something to do with the volume of your microphone. You have to put the volume up or something.
Let's do.
It should be okay because it was just the same. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Why? Is it me? Joanna, speak now. Go. You have to go to the where is your microphone. You can see it says mute, and then the audio settings. Next to your microphone, next to the where you mute, there is like an arrow, and then select. Yes,
Can you
now
hear
better.
me now?
Yes, now it's good.
Found it. Sorry. It was not enough all this months doing presentations in Zoom. I'm so sorry for the sound issue. So I will share now again just my presentation as well. So hi everyone. Well, we've been having some sound issues. I hope you guys are still there. So one of the reasons as well I've showed the video is also, you know, one of the topics for this webinar today is as well how we communicate and how we engage the community, right, with bamboo products and with our goals. So we try to be very active, and we believe that, you know, the video is also a very practical way for you to see what we have done until now. It's in a very short, you know, life period that we are in Portugal, and also very attractive. So yeah, bamboo bicycles started in 2018 while I was living in China for the past 6 years, and then after that we really got in love with the material without knowing much about it. So with the last few years we've been starting to research, and then my younger brother, as a product designer, I challenged him to build our first bamboo bicycles in Portugal in 2019, and we did the Camino de Santiago. At this time, it was still a very, I would say, siblings' dream. We were not really aiming, we were not really sure what to do with it, because there was still as well not a lot of bamboo culture or even talk about in Europe at the time. But along the way, it evolved on a very organic matter, right? So this year, I've decided to move back from China to Portugal, and we've been participating in a few startup programs and being into the finalists as a bamboo bicycle brand among all the other technology startups. So there is really a huge curiosity about bamboo and bamboo products. We also partner with a Spanish traveler for pedaling for the planet activity and to create awareness. So we've built a gravel bike for this Spanish traveler to do 7,000 kilometers from Spain to Norway, with the goal to create awareness, not just about sustainable mobility, but also to slow, in terms of slow tourism and cycle tourism. So yeah, the founders of Bamboo Bicycles, it's me and my brother Tiago as a product designer. And we do believe that, you know, in designing for people, planet, and progress. So we really want to advocate bamboo-based products as ecological and sustainable, and bring the awareness of the potential of bamboo products in Europe. So we all know that most of the products we're using now are the result of processed materials. And when we discovered bamboo, and especially bamboo to build bicycles, we see that bamboo is a natural material and a natural fiber composite, and at the same time, and as always Tiago says, it grows in a tube. So it grows on a perfect shape to build bamboo bicycle frames. So our solution, and as well our inspiration, because we believe that a bicycle, it's a very relatable product. So people can really feel the bamboo and understand how bamboo can work with different types of products. This is one of our bikes. We are just finishing our first city model bikes that we're going to launch, that we just launched this in the end of this year. And our frame is a combination between bamboo and the hemp fiber. So yeah, in the end, and I'm sure that you all know, if you're curious about bamboo, that in the end we have a frame that is sustainable, light, long-lasting, unique and appealing design, natural damping, and resistant to the elements. However, this among Europe community, and even in Portugal, where we are in the biggest producer and manufacturer of bikes, this kind of results on having a bamboo bicycle frame are not really well known. So it's still something that it needs to a lot of education and understanding of the material, so that we can introduce this into the industry. So our strategy, besides just building bikes and bicycle frames, we really believe on the creating awareness, on the creating and engaging the community. And how do we aim to do that? With cycle tourism, with ecotourism, but also with events and workshops. We've been already invited with some schools, high schools, to explain how bamboo works and how can we build a bamboo frame as well out of bamboo. So yeah, sustainability, it is in the end the outcome of how we live our lives, but it's all about our choices as well. So how we design our products, how we choose the materials that we're going to build the products with. So it's up to smaller projects, but not, and also big corporations, but we need to see the difference that sometimes the biggest corporations use a lot of circular economy wordings for greenwashing. And sometimes we have really a small impact, and we have a lot of challenges to really bring our ideas and our dreams into reality. But this is the aim. On the other hand, we believe that it's important to refer that bamboo as itself sometimes is not just a solution. And we need as well to be realistic and to be honest on how do we communicate the uses of bamboo. So there is a lot of R&D to be done, but combining materials with bamboo for sustainability is definitely the way to go. So we all, for example, now as well, hemp is being a very strong material. In Portugal, we have cork. So we need to really work towards on bringing bamboo together with other materials, sustainable materials, so that we can bring the best out of it. On the key insights that we want to leave as well is sustainable design that brings together craft design and sustainability, bridge the gap between academic research and valuable practical interventions. We know that there is already a few universities doing some research, but then there is this gap between what is theoretical and the practical, and how do we communicate that to the community. So we really need to link up so that the products can have the right impact and the right enter into the market. As well, human-centric design versus circular design. Again, how do we really design our products having in mind their final lifespan? Material and production considerations. So yeah, how do we choose and how do we combine? For example, does it make sense to build, in this case, a bicycle frame with carbon fiber, or is it better to, in the end, combine it with other sustainable materials? I think all this makes the difference when then the community engage with our brands as well and our products. So in the end, we really believe in inspire designers, researchers, institutions, and entrepreneurs to the possibility that bamboo offers. So yeah, design creates culture, culture shapes values, values determine the future. we are two siblings, really passionate, and I think as Mr. Yves Creuset was saying, we really need to be passionate when we work with bamboo, and also resilient, because there's still a long way to go in terms of bringing awareness to the market, especially in Europe. There's still a lack of trust in the products, especially on a bicycle. But if you're passionate and if you really transmit that passion into your product and brand, things will start to show up. So our mission, as we mentioned, we really want to promote well-being and sustainable mobility in Portugal. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, you have here our contacts as well.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you for your presentation. Joanna just introduced a very inspiring utilization of bamboo and how do we communicate the potential of bamboo as a business resource. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the panelists for your time and expertise. It's time to move to Q&A part. Jinwei, are you there? Jinwei?
Yes.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. We now start our Q&A session. I received many questions for our panelists, and I will start from Ms. Luisa Molari. I think one of our participants asked about Olga. Asked about, you mentioned that bamboo may not be used in Italy for construction unless ad hoc designer is involved. I'm not sure I understand, is this the lack of regulations problem? How can designer knowledge and preference for use of bamboo help to actually use it for houses or other permanent construction?
Yes, shall I?
Yes, please,
okay.
Luisa.
No, yes, as I said, in Italy, we only have some materials that are conventional. So there are some guidelines, and if you design with these guidelines, it's okay. There are some other materials like bamboo that are not standardized. So if you want to design with this kind of material, you have to prove that they are suitable for the structure in which they are employed. And so this is so you have to do a special design, let's say, with also the test. So it's not forbidden, but you have to prove, let's say. So at this, it's obviously a limitation, because you have to do something more than the other materials are not on the same level. So this is I don't know if I
may I add something, Professor Molari?
Yes. I don't know.
It's
up to Chiara. Yeah.
For instance, if you need the permission to build a house, you need a professional who certifies this house. So if you build a bamboo house, it's very difficult to find a professional, a standard professional that say, okay, you can build the house in bamboo and you can have all the permissions. So it's even a technical problem, because if you don't have all the papers to sell the house, then you don't have the certification of stability and everything. So you can make experimental tests to make the bamboo houses in Italy, but it's very difficult to make them as to set them as a standard.
If we want to be really technical, we can say that you need if you build with let's say conventional material, we need only let's say a design, and you only have to do this with your municipality. If you want to do this, the ITER is you have to pass through the ministry. Okay, so it's not yeah, it's not so easy. You can do that, but it's not so easy. This is the point, I think.
Yes, well, we have to say that bamboo is very special, like Yves Cruzet has mentioned. It's a very special plant. It's different from wood and plastic or steel or concrete. So it's a special type of material, and that's why it is very difficult for us to bring it down right now, because we lack researches and data, I think, and then that's why we need to do more practices and on it, and to collect the data and help the research. And I think all the practices of our panelists have done in Europe are very advisory to our participants, and I think they have done very excellent works. And I think there's many questions from our participants regarding to what bamboo species and what to plant and where to plant in Europe, and how do we plant them, and or how do we manage the forest, and especially for like developing a proper industry in Europe. I think this question can be answered by any panelist. I think we could ask probably Cruzet, if we say we want a very proper developed bamboo, distribution of bamboo forests that can sufficiently supply the industry. What do you envision? Like which bamboo can plant where, and how many hectares? Do we have something in mind, or any plan?
I'm agronomist. I am not economist. I can advise about what kind of bamboo, which condition, things like that. I just dream. No, it's not a dream, but I can anticipate the future of the bamboo in Europe. But no more. I am confident in the brilliant future of bamboo, and I know that to develop a big bamboo industry, it will need years and years, and it will need thousands of hectares, and maybe it's not really the reasonable aim. But that I don't know. I have just feeling. I can answer easier with the agronomic purpose of the bamboo vision.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. It really takes time. I think what you mean is that we need to be very careful in doing some research and planning for the development of the resources in Europe. We have to develop it reasonably and scientifically.
We must avoid to make big mistake, big errors. Otherwise, a lot of person will be disappointed, and it could be a shame. So we have to be careful for this development.
Yes, exactly. And any other comments from Chiara or Eva?
Yes, I would like just to add as an example that, for instance, we are going very slow in terms of getting the certification for carbon sequestration, but we are getting there. And for bioplastic, we are making all the testing in order to compare it with normal plastic. And so we have to be very, very careful and scientific, as you said, in order to make bamboo accepted. And also we have to manage communication, because as, for instance, the problem of flowering, the problem of the fact that bamboo is very easily widespread, we had to explain, for instance, in the biggest bamboo plantation that we had, which was 100 hectares, was seen as an invasion to the at the eyes of the little community where we have established that. So we had to make them understand that that was controlled, that was not invading all the Tuscany area, and so that is what we did in terms of that. But the potential is huge. For instance, for bioplastic, it can substitute all the consumption of the production of plastic that we have all over the world. So it's a huge potential, and it's also a huge potential in a construction, because in construction there is, as Mrs. Amalia said, there is a lot of impact in terms of carbon emission. So once people understand that bamboo carbon emissions are lower and it's very sustainable in terms of using the construction, this is another huge market.
Yes, yes, correct, Chiara. And we need to be careful. At the same time, we needed to play a full role of bamboo, and so people could understand that bamboo has multi-functions and has multi-values, and so they would like to use bamboo for not only products but also carbon neutralization. Eva, yes.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, just to complement regarding the species, as I mentioned in the presentation, what we are willing to prepare, and it will be great if we join efforts with all of you, your expertise. It will be to map the different bamboos growing in Europe. What different species, what are the conditions of the different in the different countries? Because this is going to help all of us to research and to promote it. And to know, because we need a platform with all the information indicated. I know if, for example, you have a lot of information already, but if we all gather this information and we put it together in a platform, that will support all of our efforts and will definitely make us strong. Will position now as better when we are promoting bamboo. I think that's something that we should do together, definitely.
Yes, thank you, Eva. Information and data collection is also very important. I think that's why you have Iberian Bamboo Association established for Europe. And so I have a question for you here. And so you were mentioning that the industry of bamboo construction is not developed probably because of the lack of accessibility of the bamboo material. Of course, we all know that large-scale bamboo forest can solve the accessibility issue. However, I believe, like Monsieur Creuset has mentioned, it is not a simple issue just to planting bamboo. I believe we need to solve this problem comprehensively, for example, to facilitate a supply chain or clustered industry as necessary to help provide favorable environment for bamboo to grow. So will Iberian Bamboo Association be also working on providing such supports as promoting the clustered industry or supply chain promotion, like from the business and commercial aspect?
Yeah, I think that we are just starting and we are open to many collaborations. So one of our objectives is also team growth. So because right now we are just 12, 11. So we really need to have more support and to work on it. But definitely our goal is to promote bamboo in all the different aspects and to support all the different research and initiatives that are around the Iberian Peninsula, but also Europe. For bamboo.
Yes, thank you, Eva. That's very good news. Yeah.
If I can also add something, and I think we believe as a part of the Iberian Association that as soon as we create a platform with information and knowledge, that will also attract more people to develop their own projects and initiatives. So that's really. There's already a lot of curiosity, and even us as Bamboo Bicycles in Portugal, we've been approached by a lot of people that wants to build modular things with bamboo, but they don't know where to go. They don't know where to find suppliers. They don't know how bamboo works. So as part of the Iberian Bamboo Association, we believe that, bringing this platform, mapping information, and is already going to bring an advanced and help the industry to evolve, because in the end it has to be an integrated industry. Otherwise, just if there is no integrated, it's not going to work properly, and it's not going to be sustainable.
Yes, information is very important. So information sharing and knowledge sharing and exchanges. I think Joanna has many experiences of exchanges with people. So this kind of exchanging can help increase the knowledge of each other. And I think I have a question for Joanna, and our participants also have many questions for Joanna here. Is your initiative of developing bicycle is a very good initiative. And I see a lot of people later joined your team in helping developing the bamboo bicycle. And I'm wondering, during this process, there's a lot of people joined you, but have you met any misunderstandings from people as well? And how do you solve this problem, and what kind of misunderstandings, mainly I think from Europe?
Well, I guess in terms of it is definitely having a close communication. So we only now are launching our product, but in the last few months, besides doing R&D, we've been creating awareness. So we've been, bringing to the community. We've done a few workshops. We've been creating content. So I think nowadays, and especially if we want to engage younger generation, we need to create quality content that can really engage. Otherwise, we can have an amazing research in the university that if it's not easily explained and as well engaging, no one will really care. So bamboo has that potential. It is beautiful. I didn't know nothing about bamboo a few years ago. I quit my job and I shift from a different industry because I loved it. I think it has a beautiful design, is attractive, but then we need to see on practical terms, on structural as well. How do we then communicate and how can be used on the bicycles by version? That is why we work closely, but at the same time, I guess we bring a little bit of awareness as bamboo as a material as well to Portugal. Sometimes people, they think bamboo is not durable. They think that we have, that we put something inside the bamboo to make it stronger. They really believe that it's just bamboo in the bicycle. So there is a lot of misconceptions, and some of them they have their point, because bamboo, it's a natural material, especially if we're not using engineered bamboo. And if in our case, and someone asked us, we use bamboo from Indonesia, we work with Bambuza, a Spanish importer at this point, but of course it will be amazing if we can use bamboo that is planted in Portugal and Spain. But again, it has to go as well with the species, with how we're going to treat bamboo then and dry the bamboo in Portugal. All that infrastructure is not created. So that infrastructure needs investment. And up to now, we have to start somewhere, starting with a product and to engaging the community. But of course, we have bigger dreams that we hope that we can engage different stakeholders and evolve in that way.
Thank you, Joanna. I think that's a very good answer regarding to promoting bamboo material as a very durable material for Europe for Europe industry. And I think a lot of participants has mentioned about the development of fiber industry in Europe. And some people think there's potential, and some people think doubt is there a possibility. I think not only one of our panelists has mentioned about the potential for developing fiber industry. So it's I think Luisa or Eva. you mentioned about the potential of development of fiber. So what exactly is the product you're talking about? Paper, pulp, or textile fabrics, and what do you envisage, and how that Europe develop a bamboo fiber industry?
He's from me the question.
Okay. So,
as you know, I am not.
Yeah, Cosette, you're first. Yeah.
I am not, thank you very much. I am not specialist of that, but I have had a lot of discussion with a person from industry or architects or interested by that. But what they were saying is that before developing an industry treating the fiber of the bamboo for cloth, for paper, for things like that, they have to change, to renew all the machine, because they cannot treat the bamboo as they treat the other vegetal fiber. And that is a cost very important. And first, they were saying, we need to have the bamboo coming from France. It has no sense to import bamboo raw material from India, from China, from Asia, and treat it with a machine. It cannot be, how can I say, there is a French expression, we cannot put the plug in front of the horse. We must first start to plant, to use it on a non-industrial process, and then gradually, if it is expected, if it is right, and then, as I was saying, step by step. It's my opinion, and also the result of a lot of discussion we have had. I remember another thing. It was around 20 years ago. There was a international exhibition in Germany, and it's Simon Veles, an architect, who presented very amazing construction, a huge one. And after that, many architects or designers were very happy, saying that will help us to then build with bamboo in Europe, which was not really allowed, as we were discussing. And after, they were really excited about that. And after I met the same person and said, and now how it is? It hasn't changed anything. Why? Because the lobby of the cement, of the steel, of the iron are so strong. But that was 20 or 15 years ago. I think now our mind has changed. We are considering that it's important to substitute renewable, in English,
renewable, yes,
renewable material to substitute for iron or for things like that. So we are entering in a new period. We will accept more easily to use bamboo and other natural material, vegetal.
Yes, and thank you.
I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, for the comment. I think Luisa also want to make comment.
Yes, no, I'm not an expert on the fiber sector, but we are doing some, in my university, they are doing some research about fibers added to other materials. And this is another possibility. Yeah, in my presentation, I was mentioned fibers for like foulard or I don't textile fabric. Then I didn't get the English word, and so yeah, I think also this is another possibilities for bamboo. As we know, the possibilities for bamboo are really in several or a lot of ways.
Yes, Chiara, do you have comments?
Yes, just consideration in general that Europe is very strong in terms of manufacturing, so working from the raw material to the final product. But we are not so strong in the very raw materials in general. So building a complete supply chain would be great because we can offer this raw material as a substitute for everything. And as I always say, we are on the right side of the world because all the, for instance, the United Nations Agenda for 2030, all the European goals, all the national plans of resilience and restart after the COVID are on this side. There are a lot of monies set up aside for sustainability. So we need to assess these programs in terms of industrial development and also to increase the importance of our product in the supply chain of each industry. I start again with the example of plastic. In Italy, there is a strong tradition for plastic products, but there is not the production of polymers based on oil. So if we demonstrate to the producers that our polymers in bamboo based are suitable in their molds, they will easily replace their polymers with oil with the polymers with bamboo. So it will be an advantage for us, and for the industry will be not a shock in terms of production. That is important also to make the producers accept the product, so the bamboo based products. So there is a cultural challenge with consumers, which is very much helped by the politics, the general opinion that is widespread. And another business-to-business challenge, I would say, that is to make the producers in all the industries accept the bamboo. So if we say that the supply chain is stable and our material doesn't shock their supply chain, it will be success both for the B2C and the B2B activity.
Yes, thank you, Chiara. It is we do have an issue here that bamboo as a new material, which is very hard for the new material to enter the present existing supply chain for construction, for example, and for pulp paper making, and which is now used by the traditional technology. But I think the breaking point is still in Europe because only Europe can do this, like a breaking to make the bamboo break into the traditional supply chain, because you are the largest consumer in the world, and I think you are also the wind vane for the whole bamboo industry in the world, and so that means you are leading probably you have the concepts and you have the technologies, and you have, I think you have the capacity to help with the standardization, to lead the standardization process, including the carbon neutralization, and as well as the information sharing and knowledge sharing, as well as the to lead, or say to indicate which direction now the bamboo sector should focus on or developing into. And so I believe so we need so what is your, I think this is also some of the questions from our developing country participants. And so what do you think Europe bamboo industry's role in the world, or say, do you think it is also necessary to connect, and how to connect with the other parts of the world, the other industries in the other regions, the Europe, and how can they benefit, or say how can we have mutual beneficial would our panelists advise on this?
We have to make another webinar about that.
Yes.
There are so many things to say, so many things. Oh, but very, very interesting. Sure,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Recently, I read a sentence of Oscar Niemeyer. He was saying, we have to dream the things if we want them to happen. And I share this sentence, but I will add, but we must be conscious of what is possible and what is not. And it's why I think Europe, we have some opportunity to develop that. But other countries are more, how can I say, are a lot of benefit by their experience in bamboo. And we have to share what we can add by the technology, by the studying bamboo to the tradition. It's a mix of both who must be built, and we all have our card to play.
Yeah.
Yes.
And may I just add something in terms of consumers? It is also the right time because now all the analyses that have been made on consumers in Italy and in Europe in general have been, after the COVID, all the consumers have increased the importance of sustainability, and they are also lead to pay a premium price for sustainable products. That means that at the beginning, the production in general of all the products with bamboo is a little bit more expensive than the production with normal plastic, normal textile, normal paper, and so forth. So now is the good time because people want to pay. Maybe just a few people will pay, but it will create the first pioneer consumers that will lead to a mass market, maybe after a few years. So this is a good time also for that. And we need to stress the Made in Europe concept. So, for instance, if we work, because it would be an improvement in the reduction of transport cost and an improvement of sustainability, even if we have to move the bamboo from Italy to Austria, or from Italy to France, or from Portugal to France, it would be in any case an improvement for the sustainability instead of compared to move it with the ship with the vessels from Asia.
Yes, and I think that's also Martin's comment, and he thinks that Europe should seek ways to supply bamboo from Europe or maybe from Africa instead of shipping from the other countries. So that will make the industry more coordinated within Europe. And
what? An extra advantage would be that in Italy, I know the numbers, but I think in all over Europe, we had decades of industrial agriculture. So there are a lot of hectares of land which have been exploited, and the bamboo plantation can allow us to regain the pristine value, the pristine quality of that land. In Italy, we have more than 4 million of hectares abandoned by industrial agriculture. So even if we take 1 cent of these numbers, we had bamboo as a biodiversity. So it will not be an invasion of bamboo, but it will be a biodiversity, and it will be something that recreate the original quality of the land. And it's also important in terms of stability of the soil. And for instance, Mrs. Amalea was speaking about climate changes and the effect of that. If there is an earthquake or something like a meteorological emergency, having a more stable soil would be a key factor to sustain the stability of the soil. So we have minimized the consequences of that.
Yes, thank you, Chiara, for the comment. And so let me conclude from all the wisdoms of our panelists. We could conclude that bamboo is really a wise man's timber. So we needed to use it wisely and properly scientifically and reasonably for Europe bamboo industry to develop. Now, thank you to our participants and to our panelists for this very valuable discussion. And I think we have gained a lot to understand how Europe's bamboo industry situation and the way forward. And now, may I give the floor to Mr. Massimo Sommascini.
Yes, good morning. Thanks to speak to you. Well, I disagree a little with Mr. Cruzet. In Italy, we have 2,200 hectares of bamboo, of giant bamboo, Melin Philostachys edulis. I am a personal consultant of farmers that they have more or less 200 hectares of bamboo. So there is a possibility to have a lot of material to transform. And I don't think that the way of construction is the principle. We have to work more about the paper and about fibers. These are the main goal. And also bioplastic, as is doing Forever Bamboo. I work with Prosperity Bamboo, which is also a group of farmers, and we are more directed looking for solution to make fibers in Italy. We import in Europe 750,000 tons of fibers from China. This is a data from Italian Institute of Statistics in the year 2016. So very not so near, but not so far. We think that we have to work this plant as it was doing in 1920 during fascism, during Mussolini, which was working with Erundodonax, which is a species of bamboo, and there were a big plantation in Lazio, in Agro Pontino, and they were making viscosa and they produce fibers. Now we want to follow this project in a new way, without making viscosa with chemicals, but producing linen bamboo fiber. And for this, we need to have data about the machinery needed. And anybody who can contact me to follow this project, I will be glad to share the information with these people. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a reply. I disagree with one thing, but it's a sort of joke. You said that Arundodonax is a species of bamboo, but botanically it's not. Arundodonax is a cousin of bamboo, but it's not a bamboo. Just that.
Yes.
It's not very important. It's a joke.
That was an old project, but just to know that it's not a real, a new thing in Italy. We were working.
Yes. No, on that point of view, I agree. Yes.
Okay, how interesting is the dispute over bamboo development, and I think we have a very good panelist discussion, and we also have a very good participant exchange in the chat box, and I see many opinions, and everybody is learning from each other, and I hope we in the future we could have more chances and to join each other to discuss. And Bohar, I think this session is very successful, and probably you need to organize a Facebook group or LinkedIn group or something together with Iba. Yeah, Bohar, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jingwei. This discussion has been fantastic. I think we bring the right people. I can see it fit very well. I think the webinar went very well. Thank you very much, everyone. I really want to thank, before closing, I would like to thank my colleagues, Jingwei and Renfei, for their support. They have been very supportive all the way to organize this webinar. So thank you to them especially. Thank you, of course, to our panelists, to our friends in Europe who are always also very supportive. Joanna, Eva, Mrs. Molari, and Yves Cruzet and Chiara. Thank you very much for accepting to speak in our webinar today, and also for sharing your experiences in Europe. I think you are very needed for us, or we need you, because you are also our voice in the European Union. And also we are sharing knowledge. We are also trying to cooperate to bring more people in the bamboo boat in the European Union, to help boost the bamboo industry there, and also help to create new niches for the bamboo industry. We are open to hear about any experiences that can be useful for all these challenges that we are going through. And also in the future, we hope that bamboo will be one of the solutions that can help mitigate many of these the Sustainable Development Goals from here to 2030 and further of the way. So I would like to thank everyone. I would also like to thank the participants, all the people who has been sending comments in the chats. I see many familiar faces here. I think before closing, we have to make a family picture as usual. Jingwei, if you don't mind, that is your...
Yes, and could somebody unpin us, and so we can have a gallery. Yeah, that's great. Please open your camera. Oh, Suzanne, oh, Luc, Nelly, Dulcie, everybody. Mr. Mutu, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Martin. And yeah, we have to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay, page one. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay, page one. Merry Christmas and Happy. Okay, page one. Now, page two, please keep smiling. Please keep smiling, because the picture's coming in very slowly, so I have to wait for somebody. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's page 2. Now we are going to page 3. Oh, so you are
19th century picture.
Okay.
How do I know which page I'm on?
You're moving from one page to another because there's people coming in and you're moving. Okay, don't move. 1, 2. I'm taking again. This is the second time. 1, 2, 3. This is so difficult because people. Okay, Jörg, Gloria. 1, 2, 3.
Junchi, yeah, I saw her with INBAR.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm done, and I think my colleagues are done also. with our family photos. Oh, I found somebody new. I found somebody new. Okay, I'm taking.
I see also Bambusa, my friends from Bambusa.
Oh, Jenny Lee. Okay. Yeah, I didn't find you in the former picture, so I have to take this again. Yeah.
We cannot close without wishing everyone Merry Christmas, huh?
Yes.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to everyone there.
Maybe we should sing a Christmas song together.
Hopefully next year.
And thank you to INBAR.
Thank you. Next year.
Christmas.
Yes.
Hopefully next year we can meet in Europe. Do a physical meeting.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
I want to say thank you and have a Merry Christmas.
Okay, thank you everyone.